Olivia never believed the voicemail was meant for her. The voice sounded terrified, shaking, desperate. "If you hear this, don't go home. They finally know." 3 hours later, the man who sent it vanished without a trace. And Olivia was suddenly at the center of something no one was supposed to uncover. But that was only the beginning. Rain slammed against Olivia's windshield as she pulled into her apartment parking lot. Her phone kept buzzing with blocked calls. One after another. No messages. Just silence. At first, she laughed it off. Spam calls. Drunk pranksters. Nothing serious. But when she stepped out of the car, she noticed her apartment door was already open. And that's when her stomach dropped. The lights inside flickered softly. Nothing looked stolen. Nothing looked broken. But on her kitchen table sat a small black envelope with her name written in red ink. Inside was a photograph of Olivia sleeping in her own bed. On the back, only 5 words were written. "Your time is now, Olivia." Who took the photo? And how long had they been watching her? Olivia called the police immediately. But the officer who arrived barely looked interested. He glanced at the photo, shrugged, and suggested it was probably some creepy ex. That didn't make sense. Olivia had no enemies. No stalkers. No dangerous past. At least, that's what she thought. Because later that night, she discovered something hidden in her closet that changed everything. Before we go further, hit like and subscribe if you love mystery stories that keep you guessing until the final second. And trust me, this story gets darker with every minute. Because hidden behind Olivia's winter coats was an old metal box she had never seen before. Locked. Dust-covered. And humming softly. But what was inside would destroy everything she believed about her family. Olivia smashed the lock open with a hammer. Inside were newspaper clippings dating back almost 20 years. Missing people. Secret investigations. Fires. Deaths. Every article had one thing in common. Her father's name. Olivia's breathing became shallow. Her father had died when she was 10. So why did these articles describe him as a suspect? And why had her mother hidden all of it? The next morning, Olivia drove straight to her mother's house. But the moment she mentioned the box, her mother's face turned pale. "Where did you find that?" No denial. No confusion. Just fear. Olivia demanded answers, but her mother only whispered one sentence. "You were never supposed to see those." Then someone knocked on the front door. Standing outside was a man in a gray coat. Tall. Calm. Expressionless. He handed Olivia a business card with no company name, only an address downtown. Then he quietly said, "If you want the truth about your father, come alone." Before Olivia could ask anything else, the man walked away into the fog. Her mother immediately locked the door. And that's when Olivia realized her mother was terrified of him. That night, Olivia couldn't sleep. Every creak in her apartment sounded like footsteps. Every shadow felt alive. At 2:13 a.m., her phone lit up again. Blocked number. This time, someone finally spoke. "Olivia, they're already inside." The call disconnected instantly. Then she heard movement coming from her hallway. And suddenly, the power went out. Olivia grabbed a flashlight from the kitchen drawer. The hallway was empty. But her bedroom door was slowly swinging open by itself. Inside, written across her mirror in black marker, were 4 terrifying words. "Ask about the fire." Her hands trembled. What fire? And why did it feel like someone wanted her to remember something she had forgotten? That's when Olivia started digging into her childhood. At the Public Records Office, Olivia uncovered an article from 2006. A warehouse fire killed 6 people. The main suspect. Her father. But the strange part wasn't the accusation. It was the witness list. Because one of the witnesses was Olivia herself. How could that be possible? She was only 8 years old. Unless, she saw something everyone wanted buried. Olivia's memories began returning in fragments. Smoke. Sirens. Someone screaming her name. And a man carrying her out of flames. But it wasn't her father. It was the same gray-coated stranger from her mother's house. Who was he really? And why had he stayed hidden for nearly 2 decades? The answers waiting downtown would change Olivia forever. The address led to an abandoned office building. Dust covered every floor. The elevators were dead. On the top level, Olivia found dozens of surveillance monitors, all showing her apartment, her workplace, even her childhood home. Someone had been tracking her entire life. Then a voice echoed behind her. "We had to protect you." Olivia slowly turned around. The gray-coated man introduced himself as Daniel. And then he revealed the impossible. Her father was innocent. According to Daniel, the warehouse fire wasn't an accident. It was a cover-up tied to a secret organization that erased witnesses. Olivia's father tried exposing them. That's why he disappeared. But if Daniel was telling the truth, who framed him? Daniel handed Olivia an old cassette tape. "Your father recorded this the night he vanished." Olivia pressed play. Static crackled through the speakers. Then her father's voice filled the room. "If they find Olivia, it's over." Her eyes filled with tears. But then the recording became even more disturbing. Her father mentioned a name Olivia never expected to hear. Her mother. "I don't know if your mother betrayed us willingly, or if they forced her." Olivia froze. No. Impossible. Her mother had protected her entire life. Hadn't she? Or was every part of Olivia's childhood carefully manufactured? That question shattered her world. Olivia rushed back to confront her mother. But the house was empty. Furniture gone. Photos missing. Closets cleared out. On the kitchen counter sat a single note. "I did it to save you." That was it. No explanation. No goodbye. Then Olivia noticed a hidden basement door slightly open beneath the stairs. The basement smelled like mold and burnt paper. Stacks of files covered the floor. Thousands of names. Dates. Surveillance reports. And in the center stood a giant wall filled with photographs connected by red string. Every path led back to Olivia. Why was she so important? Then she found the final file. Marked Subject Omega. And the photo inside made her blood run cold. The file revealed Olivia wasn't just a witness. She was the reason the fire happened. As a child, Olivia accidentally recorded a private meeting between powerful people involved in massive crimes. Her father discovered the recording. They wanted the tape destroyed. When he refused, the warehouse burned. Suddenly, Olivia understood. This entire nightmare started because of her. Tears streamed down Olivia's face as memories flooded back completely. She remembered hiding beneath a table. She remembered hearing gunshots. And she remembered her father pushing her towards safety before flames swallowed the room. He didn't abandon her. He sacrificed himself to protect her. But one mystery still remained. Where was the recording now? And who still wanted it? Daniel suddenly appeared behind her again. But this time, he pointed a gun directly at Olivia. His calm voice turned cold. "Because you still have the evidence." Olivia backed away in shock. Daniel was never protecting her. He was hunting her. Every warning. Every clue. Every meeting. All manipulation. And then he revealed the final horrifying truth. The recording had never disappeared. Years ago, Olivia's father hid it somewhere no one would think to search. Inside Olivia's childhood music box. Daniel had spent 20 years waiting for Olivia to remember. That's why everyone around her kept dying or vanishing. The organization wasn't afraid of her father. They were afraid of Olivia. And now, they would do anything to silence her. Olivia ran upstairs as Daniel fired behind her. Glass exploded across the hallway. Her heart pounded violently. Outside, black SUVs screeched into the street. Men in dark suits flooded the building. Who could she trust now? The police. Impossible. Her mother. Missing. Daniel. A liar. Olivia was completely alone. But then her phone buzzed one final time. A text message appeared from an unknown number. The music box is already gone. Olivia froze mid-step. Gone. She raced back to her apartment. The entire place had been torn apart. Furniture destroyed. Walls ripped open. But sitting calmly on her bed was the old music box. Still untouched. And beneath it, a blinking red light. That's when Olivia realized the horrifying trap. The music box wasn't hiding evidence anymore. It was hiding a bomb. A timer flashed. 014. 013. 012. Olivia's breathing stopped. Someone wanted to erase every secret forever. She grabbed the box and sprinted outside into the storm. Cars swerved. People screamed. And then the timer reached 0. But what exploded wasn't what anyone expected. The blast never came. Instead, the music box opened by itself. Inside was a tiny flash drive, and another note from her father. If you're reading this, Olivia, you survived longer than I did. Her hands shook as thunder cracked overhead. Then footsteps echoed behind her in the darkness. Slow. Heavy. Getting closer. And a familiar voice whispered, Olivia, your time is finally now. But who was standing behind her? And what was really on that flash drive? Olivia turned slowly. Standing beneath the streetlight was her mother. Soaked by rain. Breathing hard. Eyes filled with panic. Don't plug in the flash drive, she warned. Olivia's chest tightened with anger. After disappearing, after all the lies, now she suddenly wanted to help. But before Olivia could speak, headlights flooded the street behind them. 3 black SUVs surrounded the block. Doors slammed open. Men in tactical gear poured out with military precision. Her mother grabbed Olivia's arm immediately. Run now. Questions later. They sprinted into a narrow alley as gunshots shattered windows behind them. Olivia's mind raced wildly. Why were these people willing to kill over a tiny flash drive? And what secret could possibly be worth this much blood? They escaped through the back entrance of an abandoned diner. Inside, Olivia finally snapped. You lied to me my whole life. Her mother didn't deny it. Instead, tears rolled down her face. Because if you remembered too early, they would have killed you. Olivia stared at her in disbelief. Was her mother protecting her, or manipulating her again? Then her mother revealed something even worse. The organization had a name. The Hollow Circle. A network of wealthy officials, corporate leaders, and powerful insiders. People who controlled investigations. Media coverage. Even disappearances. Anyone who threatened them vanished quietly. Olivia's father tried exposing their operations years ago. That's why they destroyed him. But according to her mother, the flash drive could destroy them forever. Unless they reached Olivia first. Olivia finally asked the question haunting her mind. Who's leading them? Her mother hesitated. For the first time, genuine terror crossed her face. Then she whispered, Someone you already know. Before Olivia could respond, the diner lights suddenly shut off. Every window turned black. And somewhere inside the building, footsteps began echoing slowly closer. Olivia held her breath. The footsteps stopped just outside the kitchen doorway. Then came a familiar voice. Daniel. You can't keep running forever. Her mother shoved Olivia toward the back exit. Go. I'll hold him off. But Olivia refused to leave again. Not after losing her father. Not after years of lies. That's when Daniel stepped into the room holding a gun, and smiling calmly. Daniel lowered the weapon unexpectedly. Then he looked directly at Olivia's mother. Tell her the real reason her father died. Silence swallowed the diner. Olivia's mother began trembling uncontrollably. And then the truth finally came out. Her father wasn't murdered by the Hollow Circle. He was betrayed from inside his own family. By Olivia's mother herself. Olivia felt the air leave her lungs. No, that's not true. Her mother collapsed into a chair crying. Years earlier, the Hollow Circle threatened to kill Olivia unless she cooperated. So she gave them information about her husband's investigation. She thought they'd spare him. But they burned the warehouse anyway. And she had carried that guilt ever since. But the nightmare still wasn't over. Olivia's anger exploded. How could you do that to him? Her mother sobbed uncontrollably. I was trying to save you. But before another word could be spoken, sniper fire blasted through the diner windows. Glass sprayed everywhere. Daniel tackled Olivia to the floor just as bullets ripped through the walls. The Hollow Circle had found them. And this time, they weren't leaving survivors. The three of them escaped through a freezing underground tunnel beneath the diner. Water dripped from rusted pipes overhead. Olivia's heartbeat thundered in her ears. Everything she believed about her family had collapsed in a single night. Yet one mystery remained untouched. What exactly was on the flash drive? Daniel finally answered. Proof powerful people ordered innocent deaths. But there was more he wasn't saying. They reached a hidden safe house outside the city. Old computers lined the walls. Maps. Surveillance feeds. Fake passports. Daniel connected the flash drive carefully. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then files began opening automatically. Videos. Audio recordings. Secret transactions. Olivia watched politicians discussing murders like business meetings. Judges accepting bribes. Police chiefs covering up disappearances. The corruption reached everywhere. But one face made Olivia freeze instantly. The leader of the Hollow Circle wasn't a criminal mastermind hiding in shadows. It was the police officer who first dismissed Olivia's case. Officer Grant. The same man who told her the photograph was probably a prank. He had stayed close to control the investigation from the beginning. And suddenly, every strange moment made horrifying sense. But why had he become obsessed with Olivia personally? The answer was deeply disturbing. Officer Grant appeared on one of the surveillance monitors. Live. Smiling directly into the camera. Olivia, if you're watching this, I already know where you are. Her blood turned cold. How? Daniel cursed under his breath. Then Olivia noticed something horrifying. Her mother's phone was glowing silently in her pocket. Tracking enabled. Someone had been feeding their location the entire time. Olivia stared at her mother in disbelief. Again. Had she betrayed them twice? Her mother desperately shook her head. No. They forced me. But before she could finish, explosions shook the safe house violently. The walls cracked. Lights burst overhead. Officer Grant's people were already outside. Daniel grabbed Olivia's arm. We move now or we die here. And that's when Olivia made a choice no one expected. Instead of running, Olivia grabbed the flash drive. Enough hiding. Enough fear. For 20 years, everyone else controlled her story. Now she wanted the truth exposed publicly. She demanded Daniel take her downtown to the city broadcasting center. If the files went live nationwide, the Hollow Circle would collapse instantly. But Daniel hesitated strangely. Why did he suddenly look nervous? During the drive, Olivia noticed Daniel gripping the steering wheel tightly. Too tightly. You knew my father better than anyone, she said quietly. Daniel nodded once. Then Olivia asked the question she feared most. Did you love my mother? The silence inside the car became unbearable. And Daniel's answer changed everything again. Before your father died, she was supposed to leave with me. Olivia's mind spun wildly. Daniel and her mother had planned to run away together years ago. Her father discovered the affair shortly before the warehouse fire. Suddenly, betrayal wasn't just survival. It was personal. The people Olivia trusted most had destroyed each other long before she was old enough to understand. But another terrifying realization followed immediately. If Daniel once loved her mother, could he still be trusted now? They reached the broadcasting center just before sunrise. News vans crowded the streets. Inside, Olivia rushed toward the control room carrying the flash drive tightly. This was it. One upload could expose decades of corruption. But as the elevator doors opened, Officer Grant was already waiting calmly upstairs. Almost like he knew they'd come. And his next words stopped Olivia cold. Grant smiled softly. "Your father almost succeeded here too." Olivia's pulse pounded violently. Years ago, her father tried releasing the evidence from this exact building before being stopped. History was repeating itself. Grant raised his weapon slowly. Then he offered Olivia a horrifying deal. Hand over the flash drive, and her mother lives. Refuse, and both Daniel and her mother die immediately. Who could Olivia sacrifice? Tears filled Olivia's eyes. Her mother whispered desperately, "Don't give it to him." Daniel quietly added, "End this." Every second felt endless. Then Olivia finally understood something important. The hollow circle only survived because people stayed afraid. And Olivia was done being afraid. So she made her decision. But no one saw what she would do next. Olivia smashed the flash drive onto the broadcasting console. At first, Grant laughed. Then every monitor inside the building suddenly activated. The files were already uploaded automatically. Videos began streaming live across national networks instantly. Confessions, payments, hidden murders. The truth exploded everywhere at once. Grant's smile disappeared immediately. For the first time in years, powerful people were exposed in public. And chaos erupted across the city. Sirens surrounded the building within minutes. News reporters flooded the streets. Police units turned against each other. Some officers arrested members of the Hollow Circle on live television. Others tried escaping. Grant realized his empire was collapsing in real time. Desperate, he grabbed Olivia at gunpoint. But before he could pull the trigger, a single gunshot echoed through the room. And Grant fell backwards silently. Olivia turned in shock. Her mother stood trembling while holding the smoking gun. For years, fear controlled her choices. But finally, she chose Olivia. Grant collapsed beside shattered glass, his reign finally over. Daniel slowly exhaled in relief. Outside, dawn sunlight broke across the skyline for the first time all night. It should have felt over. But Olivia noticed Daniel quietly backing away toward the exit. "Daniel," Olivia whispered. He stopped. Then he admitted the final truth. There were other circles. Other cities. Other powerful networks connected to this one. The Hollow Circle was only a single branch of something much larger. Grant's downfall wouldn't end the nightmare. It would start a war. Then Daniel handed Olivia a small folded paper containing one final address. And disappeared into the crowd forever. Hours later, Olivia sat alone in her apartment watching emergency broadcasts flood every channel. Politicians resigning. Arrests spreading nationwide. Secrets collapsing everywhere. But Olivia couldn't stop staring at the address Daniel left behind. Finally, she unfolded the paper completely. It wasn't an address. It was a name. A name she recognized instantly. Because it belonged to someone who was supposed to be dead. Her father. So if Olivia's father really survived the fire, then who was buried 20 years ago?